So I think I wasn't too clear when I was talking about proportionality yesterday. So I want to make a short video just to elaborate and clarify on that in case you're not familiar with, or if you are, just a quick recap. When we say something is proportional to something, if I say A is proportional to B, what does that mean? First of all, because we're lazy, we want to use shorthands, right? So mathematicians are lazy. That's a long word. You feel free to write that, but a lot of times you'll see us right, this symbol, right? So that means A is proportional to B. It's the same thing. Okay. What that means is it means that if one side increases by n times, by 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, whatever, the other side will increase by the same amount of times. Okay. So if B increased by twice, A will increase by twice. If you have two quantities, two things that are related this way, then they are proportional. Okay, so let's write that down. If one side increases by n times, the other side increases by n times also. So that's what it means when two things are proportional. So let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, if you work on an hourly wage, right? So if you have a summer job, you work on hourly wage. Let's say it's $15 per hour. We hope. So in that case, so you will, if you work the number of hours, your salary. Right, so let's see if this is proportional, right? So if you work 1 hour, you get $15. If you work 2 hours, you get $30. If you work 3 hours, you get 45, etc. If you get 4 hours, you get 60, like that. All right. So how do we write down an equation or relationship with this? First of all, let's give them symbols because I don't want to write English. Remember, we are lazy people, right? So let's call this the number of hours H, right? And the salary S. Okay, so what you can do is say that if I write an equation like this, H equals to K times S, let's see if that captures this information or this relationship between the number of hours you work and the amount of money you get, right? So if H equals to 1, what does that mean? So let H equals to 1. Well, salary, I get $15. All right, so let's suppress all the units for now. Just worry about the numbers. We'll deal with units later on. What does that tell me about K? Well, that tells me K should be 1/15, right? So that would make this work, okay? So now let's check if that works. If H is 2, and what should I get? My salary should be 30, and what is K again? If you work this out, you'll realize that K is again 1/15, right? So if you divide both sides by 2 and solve for K, right? Isolate K out, you realize it's the same. So if these two things, these two quantities are related by just multiplying a number that is the same no matter what H is and no matter what S is, then they're proportional. All right. So that means whenever you see, whenever we say A is proportional to B, or something is proportional to something, X is proportional to Y, F is proportional to A, or something like that, right? You can always translate this into an equation like this. Okay. So if they're related this way, then you're fine. So so some of you might wonder, which side should I put the K? It doesn't matter. Your K may not be the same as my K, right? So if someone goes like, oh, well, I've said the other way around, I've said B is proportional to A, and then, or I've written it this way. Okay, what does that mean? Let's use that example to see. So if someone goes like, I wrote down S equals to KH, right? Okay, so just to differentiate, they use a different K. Let's see what happens. So they would go like, oh, my salary is 15 when I work 1 hour. So let me solve this. What does that mean? What does this K squiggly mean? Well, the K squiggly will equals to 15, right? To make this equation work. And then let's go with 3, right? So I will earn my salary with 45 if my hours is 3 hours, right? So let's solve for k again. This k squiggly is again 15. So as you can see, you can plug in all those numbers and k would be the same. Or this k squiggly will be the same, and it still means that this is proportional. Incidentally, so your k will not be the same as my k, but that's fine, right? In fact, they're just related by one is 1 over the other. The k is not so important. The important part is it remains a constant. As long as you have some constant, no matter which side you put it, you can probably see, you can easily divide it over to this side, and that will be the same as that, all right? Then we say that the two things are proportional. So what is the use when something is proportional is you can make predictions. Now, let's say if I work, if I work 10, let's say if I work 15 hours, right? What is my salary? So if you do it this way, you might have to sort of work all the way through. But if you, let's say we'll keep using this, right? And yeah, so I'll go like, hey, now I want to find my salary if I work 15 hours, right? So we can just plug that in. And so hours is 15, and I want to find S. Now we know that if H and S is always proportional, K is always the same. So we can be very confident that the K will not change. We can use the same K if they are genuinely proportional. Right? So now let's solve for S. So S is, well, 15 times 15, and that's 225, like that, right? So, what's the units? The units, it's dollars, right? So you can use proportionality to predict things. So that's the power of it. In our case, in physics, so what we have talked about so far, that two things are proportional, is the force, or I should say net force applied on an object and its acceleration. So an object's acceleration, which we will use the symbol A, and the net force on it, net external force on the object. So let's use F net. Sometimes if we understood it, we will just write F and not F net. They're proportional. So Newton's second law is claiming that A is proportional to F net like this. Okay, so what that means is if you double the amount of force, you double the amount of acceleration on an object. Okay, and incidentally, the proportionality constant, right? You can, if I had written it the other way around, right? So you can write it as a constant, but instead of using K, we use a different symbol because that is what we call mass. The ratio between the net force and A is exactly how we define as the mass of some object. Okay. One more fact about this is if you have two variables that are proportional and we want to plot a graph. So the final thing you want to understand about proportionality, so just a recap of it, is the graph of proportional variables. Okay, so if you plot it like this, right, A and B, it will always be a straight line through the origin. So if they are proportional, it will always be like this, right? Why is that? It's because, remember, if they're proportional, you can write it like this, but that's in the format of y equals to mx plus c, right? So you recognize that is a straight line. So now A plays the role of the y-axis, B plays the role of the x-axis. The proportionality constant, that's called the proportionality constant, right, plays the role of the gradient or the slope of this curve. And the y-intercept, that's telling you where does it intercept the graph, is 0 if you're plotting A and B like that, okay? So in our case, what we're saying is the force, the acceleration of an object is proportional to the net force you applied on it. So if you apply 1 unit of force, you will get a certain amount of acceleration, let's say 3 meters per second square number of acceleration. If you double it, you should get 6. So it will follow a straight line like this. Okay, so that's all you need to know about proportionality. Hope that clears up the concept as well. Let me know if you have any questions.